The modding community for Project Zomboid has a myriad of choices, and without guidance you can easily find yourself getting confused, lost, or overwhelmed. The biggest difficulty of all can come from selecting which map mods you want to use in each playthrough. Quite often they'll conflict with one another, sometimes they won't fit into the setting you have in mind, or they're just not quite as good as you were hoping. But what if I told you that someone had put together a collection that combined over 90 of the best maps for Project Zomboid, all attached to the vanilla map. No advanced setup, no conflicts, and all existing in the same playthrough. In this video, we'll be taking a look at this collection, highlighting some of the best map mods from the bunch, and showing the lengths this person has gone to in order to make this accessible to everyone. If you enjoy the video or decide to give this a try for yourself, drop it a like and subscribe for more Project Zomboid stuff just like this. So, first and foremost, let's talk a little bit more about who created this collection and why I've decided to feature it in this video. I think a common problem for Project Zomboid players is deciding which maps they want to use, but also identifying which ones conflict with one another. After all, modded maps occupy cells, and due to the sheer amount of maps available versus how many cells there are on the map, some are bound to collide. Now, this collection is made by, Jizz Jacuzzi? Anyway, the collection comes with a cell map that they've created on a Google spreadsheet showing exactly which cells each modded map occupies. What this means is that if you don't like one of the maps or you come across one that you really enjoy but isn't in this collection, you can identify easily which maps you need to remove in order to run the new one. There's also a map attached to the Steam collection as well to give you an overview of where all the maps sit. Now, I jumped into a game myself just to see if it all worked because, to be honest, I was pretty skeptical at the time, and oh my god, look at all this occupied space. Performance was no different to usual. I'd imagine that's probably because the game is only rendering parts of the map nearby to me at the time, and everything worked fine. The creator has clearly gone through each map individually to make sure it works and that it fits with all of the other maps that are part of the collection. There's even a note in the workshop page for which maps you want to remove if you like to run the popular Save Our Station mod. To take all of these maps and display it on a cell grid that translates directly into the game is just next level. Something they didn't need to do, but they did purely to make things easier for everyone else, and that I can support. If you're worried about the levels of quality in this mod collection, and I wouldn't blame you for being skeptical because, as I said before, I was too, I think the Steam ratings for both the mod collection itself and the vast list of mods within it will tell you all you need to know. The collection has over 400 ratings at the time of this video and has achieved a 5-star average. Now that's really tough to do when there's this many mods involved. On top of that, if you go scrolling through the maps in the collection, you'll see that almost all of them have either 4 or 5-star reviews as well. So yeah, no need to worry about quality with this collection. Some of these maps might even be ones you haven't heard of. The way the Steam Workshop functions, the more recently released mods tend to be in the spotlight, so the older maps in here could very well be ones you haven't played before. To showcase some of the fantastic maps in this collection, let's take a look at just a few of them, up close and personal. Alright, so the first map I want to take a look at in this collection is Monmouth County. This is situated just to the northeast of Muldraw, directly south of West Point. It's a similar size to Muldraw too, so a respectable area to explore. The reason I wanted to give this one a highlight is simply because of how much detail the modder has included with this mod. There are over 140 residential homes with unique interiors, which is just a staggering amount of effort to go into a modded map. If that wasn't enough for you, the modder has also brought in custom zombies to look out for, unique to their map, new plushies to search for, new craftable weapons, unique versions of the Alice pack, and even custom clothing items. Some points of interest to check out on this one include the railway with an abandoned train, and some hidden Easter eggs relating to the universe created by Kevin Smith for his movies, known as the Ask-Universe. Now, I'm not too familiar with that universe myself, but again, it's an extra detail the modder added that they really didn't have to, and just chose to, out of passion. Now, I couldn't possibly have gone through this video without mentioning Raven Creek. I've included this map in a couple of my videos in the past because out of every single map mod I've ever tried for Project Zomboid, this is hands down my all-time favorite. Seriously, if somehow you haven't tried this map yet, make some time to do so. Whilst it may not occupy the largest space out of the map mods on this list, it's definitely the most densely packed. Raven Creek is a fully fleshed out city with plenty of points of interest, from this appropriately creepy asylum to the overrun survivor stronghold in the center of the city. Accessing Raven Creek can be tough since you'll have to work through a military checkpoint, so if you want to give this one a proper try, consider picking it from the spawn location menu. I absolutely cannot sing the praises of this map enough, one of the all-time greats on the workshop. Now, Raven Creek is an incredibly popular city map to choose, but there's plenty more available in this mod pack if you want to change things up but still stick to that cityscape environment. This is Dead in Hong Kong, and let me tell you, if you're looking for a challenge, this is it. There are tons of high-rise buildings in this one, apartment blocks, offices, eateries, hospitals, and fire stations. You name it, this map probably has it. It's obviously got a very different style to the usual Western situated maps that we're used to, and for that reason, it could be something new for you to try that you've not experienced yet. Now, when I say this map has a lot of zombies though, I am dead serious. This might not be for everyone, at least as a spawn location, but it's definitely worth checking out, if only for its unique level of design. If you're looking for something that is the absolute polar opposite of Raven Creek and Dead in Hong Kong, then look no further than maps like Greenleaf. This rural country town is located between Rosewood and Ekron, and whilst it does feature a residential area and some larger homes, it also has a large amount of farmland and even a couple of lakes to camp up next to if that's more your style. This modded map makes for a perfect place to set up a safe house if you're looking for somewhere relatively quiet, detached from the main towns and cities of Kentucky, with easily defensible structures and plenty of space to build or expand. It isn't just cities, suburban towns, and rural villages in this collection though. If you're after some more military locations to help stock up your armory, there's a bunch of different maps in this collection to help with that. Not least of those are Fort Knox, Fort Boonesborough, Fort Rock Ridge, and Fort Redstone. There's some other military checkpoints in the collection, but these are probably the most standout appearances when it comes to government installations. They'll offer you plenty of chances to acquire new weapons, and they will most certainly give you a challenge in doing so. Every single one of these maps are going to be jam-packed with zombies for you to clear out, but at the very least you'll be doing so in a brand new place to explore. Oh, and as a final note, if you've never tried the Kingsmouth challenge that you can select from the list of challenge maps when playing in single player, it's actually in this collection as well, located at the very top left of the map along the river. Usually you wouldn't be able to try this map outside of the challenge mode, so it's well worth a look if you haven't done so in the past. The collection includes Aquasar's Yacht Club, so you can find boats on the map to get you out to the island quickly. So that's it from me in this video. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this project with me, and if you'd like to give these maps a try for yourself, there is of course a link to the map mods in this video down in the description. Remember, if you're trying to run this setup on a multiplayer server of your own, be sure to follow the load order in the description of the workshop page, and if you want to try playing all of these maps in a multiplayer setting, our Patreon server is doing a mega map medley month where we're using all the maps in this video from January 5th through to February. You can join for £3 a month, get access to the occasional sneak peek of upcoming videos, a look at some mod development we're involved in, and of course get access to the PZ server where all that stuff is tested. Special thank you to my existing patrons for their support as always. There's a link in the description to join the Patreon if you'd like to, and I will see you all in the next one.